mystery unfolds. The rooftop garden. Adrian's directions lead me through the city at nearly 1 a.m., past closed coffee shops and late-night food trucks, up winding residential streets I've never explored despite living here for 3 years. The rain has softened to a gentle mist that catches the streetlight like suspended diamonds, and every step feels like walking deeper into a beautiful dream. "Take the elevator to the roof," Adrian had texted. "I'll be waiting." The building is sleek and modern, all glass and steel reaching toward the clouded sky. The lobby is empty except for soft lighting and the night security guard who waves me toward the elevators with a knowing smile, as if visitors arriving at this hour is perfectly normal. As the elevator rises, my reflection in the polished steel doors shows someone I barely recognize. Eyes bright with anticipation, cheeks flushed from the night air and nervous excitement. I'd changed into a flowing black dress and my favorite leather jacket, something that felt right for whatever magic was about to unfold. The elevator doors open onto a rooftop that takes my breath away. What should be a barren expanse of concrete and machinery has been transformed into an impossible garden. Strings of warm Edison bulbs crisscross overhead like captured stars. Planters overflow with herbs and flowers that perfume the air with basil, lavender, and night-blooming jasmine. In the center, a glass greenhouse glows softly from within, and there, tending to something near a wall of climbing roses, is Adrian. They look up at the sound of the elevator, and I understand immediately why their photos focused on shadows and silhouettes. Adrian is beautiful in a way that cameras can't capture. Not just physically, though they are stunning, but in their presence. The way they move through space, like they belong to the night itself. "You came," Adrian says, straightening and brushing soil from their hands. They're wearing dark jeans and a soft grey sweater that looks impossibly comfortable, hair slightly mussed from the wind. "This is incredible," I breathe, turning slowly to take in the entire space. "How is this possible? This garden, this place, it feels like something from another world." Adrian walks toward me, movement fluid and unhurried. It started as a corporate wellness initiative. They wanted a green space for employees. But after hours, especially late at night, it becomes something else entirely. "You work here?" "I design digital experiences for people who've forgotten how to have real ones," Adrian says with a self-deprecating smile. The irony isn't lost on me. That's why I come up here, to remember what authentic connection feels like. We're standing close enough now that I can smell their cologne. Something clean and complex that mingles perfectly with the garden scents around us. In the soft light of the string bulbs, Adrian's eyes are even more compelling than in their photos, dark and intelligent, and fixed on mine with an intensity that makes my pulse quicken. "Can I show you something?" Adrian asks, extending their hand. The moment our skin touches, electricity shoots up my arm. Not the metaphorical spark of attraction, but actual electricity, subtle but unmistakable. I gasp and Adrian's eyes widen. "You felt that too," they whisper. Before I can respond, Adrian leads me toward the greenhouse. Inside, the air is warm and humid, filled with the sound of water trickling from a small fountain and the soft hum of grow lights. But it's what's growing under those lights that makes me stop in wonder. Bioluminescent plants line the shelves, algae and modified flowers that glow with their own soft blue-green light, like living stars brought to Earth. I've been working on this project for months, Adrian explains, voice hushed with reverence. Bio-art that responds to human emotion, to touch, to proximity. Plants that literally light up when they sense connection between people. As if to demonstrate, Adrian moves closer to me, and the plants around us begin to pulse brighter, their ethereal glow intensifying with our proximity. It's impossible, I whisper. 6 months ago, I would have agreed with you, Adrian says. But then I started noticing patterns, how these specimens responded differently when certain people were near them, how they seemed to react not just to touch, but to intention, to the energy between people. Adrian's hand finds mine again, and this time the sensation is even stronger. The plants around us burst into brilliant luminescence, the greenhouse filling with light like we're standing inside a captured aurora. This is why I started talking to people online, Adrian continues. Eyes never leaving mine. I was looking for someone who might resonate, someone who might help me understand what's happening here. The implications hit me like a wave. You think we're what? Generating some kind of energy together? I think, Adrian says, stepping closer until we're breathing the same jasmine-scented air. That connection between people is more powerful than we've been taught to believe. That maybe all our screens and devices haven't made us more connected. They've made us forget how electric real connection can be. Around us, the bioluminescent garden pulses with increasing intensity, responding to something neither of us fully understands, but both of us can feel building between us like a gathering storm. Climax, electric touch. The greenhouse has become a cathedral of living light, every plant glowing with increased intensity, as Adrian and I stand face to face, hands clasped, the air between us charged with something that transcends ordinary attraction. My heart pounds so hard, I'm certain Adrian can hear it, can feel it in the pulse point of my wrist. They're now tracing with their thumb. I need to tell you something, Adrian whispers, voice rough with emotion. Since I started this project, since I began working with these responsive organisms, I've felt different, more aware, like I can sense the emotional frequencies of people around me. The confession should sound crazy, but standing here surrounded by impossible beauty, feeling electricity literally flowing between us, it makes perfect sense. What do you sense from me? I ask, surprised by my own boldness. Adrian's free hand comes up to trace the curve of my cheek, touch featherlight but sending shockwaves through my entire nervous system. Longing, they whisper. Beautiful, aching longing that matches my own. And underneath that, recognition. Like some part of you has been waiting for this moment. The plants around us pulse brighter, and I realize Adrian is right. I have been waiting, not for them specifically, but for this feeling, this sense of profound connection that I'd begun to think was just a myth, perpetuated by movies and songs. The night we started talking, I breathe. I almost didn't open the app. Something made me do it. I know, Adrian says, both hands now cradling my face with reverent gentleness. I felt you before you messaged me. Felt someone listening, searching. I'd been waiting by my phone for hours, not knowing why. The revelation sends a shiver through me that has nothing to do with the cool night air drifting through the greenhouse vents. What's happening to us? Instead of answering with words, Adrian leans closer, until their lips are almost touching mine. I think, they whisper against my mouth. We're remembering how to be human in a digital age, how to connect with our whole selves, not just our curated personas. When Adrian finally kisses me, the greenhouse around us explodes into light so brilliant it's visible even with my eyes closed. The sensation is unlike anything I've ever experienced. Not just the soft warmth of their lips, or the way their hands tangle in my hair, but the feeling of every cell in my body awakening simultaneously, as if I'm being plugged into some cosmic power source. The bioluminescent plants respond to our connection, pulsing in rhythm with our heartbeats, creating a symphony of light that dances across the greenhouse walls. Adrian's mouth moves against mine with perfect synchronicity, and I understand viscerally what they meant about emotional frequencies. We're operating on the same wavelength, our bodies and minds in perfect harmony. This is crazy, I whisper against their lips during a brief pause for breath. The best things usually are, Adrian replies, pulling me closer until there's no space left between us, until the electricity flowing between our bodies creates a circuit of pure connection. We sink onto the soft cushions Adrian has arranged near the fountain, never breaking contact, hands exploring with reverent wonder. Each touch sends new cascades of sensation through me, and the plants around us respond in kind, their glow shifting and intensifying with every caress. Adrian's fingers trace patterns on my skin that feel like writing, love letters composed in touch, stories told through the language of connection. Our bodies remember even when our minds forget. When they slide the leather jacket from my shoulders, the plants pulse with warm golden light. When I run my hands through their hair, blues and greens swirl around us like captured northern lights. You're so beautiful, Adrian murmurs against my throat, and I feel the words as much as hear them. Vibrations that travel through my skin to settle in my bones. Not just how you look, but how you feel, the energy you carry. In this moment, surrounded by impossible beauty and lost in Adrian's arms, I finally understand what I've been searching for all these years of dating apps and small talk and carefully curated social media presence. Not just romance, but recognition. Not just attraction, but authentic connection that transforms both people involved. The greenhouse has become our private universe, pulsing with bioluminescent approval of our union. And as Adrian's lips find mine again, I know with absolute certainty that this night has changed everything. We've found something real in a digital world, something electric in an age of artificial connection. And around us, the plants glow brighter still, as if celebrating the rediscovery of what it means to truly touch another soul.